Hello students, my name is Arshan and today we will do the 4th chapter of your mathematics textbook of NCERT of class 7th. The name of the chapter is Simple Equations. Now to start this chapter, I will tell you about a mind reading game. A teacher, just like me, has said that she would be starting a new chapter in mathematics just like what we are doing right now. And that chapter is going to be about simple equations just like our chapter. Now, 3 students, Appu, Sarita and Amina, have revised what they have learned in algebra chapter in class 6th. Have you students also revised? So, Appu, Sarita and Amina are excited because they have constructed a game which they call Mind Reader and they want to present it live to the whole class. The teacher appreciates their enthusiasm and invites them to present the game. Amina begins. She asks Sarah to think of a number, multiply it by 4 and add 5 to the product. Then she asks Sarah to tell the result. She says it is 65. Amina instantly declares that the number Sarah had thought of is 15. Sarah nods. The whole class, including Sarah, is surprised. It is Appu's turn now. He asks Balu to think of a number, multiply it by 10 and subtract 20 from the product. He then asks Balu what his result is. Balu says it is 50. Appu immediately tells the number thought by Balu, it is 7. Balu confirms it. Everybody wants to know how the mind reader presented by Appu, Sarita and Amina works. Can you students see how is it working? After studying this chapter and chapter 12 of your textbook, you will very well know how the game works. Now, let us take Amina's example. Amina asks Sarah to think of a number. Amina does not know the number for her. It could be anything, 1, 2, 3 and so on, 11, 100 or anything. Let us denote this unknown number by a letter. Say X. You may use Y or T or some other letter in its place also. It does not matter which letter we use to denote the unknown number Sarah has thought of. When Sarah multiplies number by 4, she gets 4x. 4 multiplied by x. She then adds 5 to the product, which gives 4x plus 5. The value of 4x plus 5 depends on the value of x. Thus, if x is equals to 1, 4x plus 5 is equals to 4 multiplied by 1 plus 5 is equals to 9. This means that if Sarah had 1 in her mind, her result would have been 9. Similarly, if she thought of 5, then for x is equals to 5, 4x plus 5 is equals to 4 multiplied by 5 plus 5, which is equal to 25. Thus, if Sarah had chosen 5, the result would have been 25. To find the number thought by Sarah, let us work backwards from her answer 65. We have to find x such that 4x plus 5 is equals to 65. Solution to the equation will give us the number which Sarah held in her mind. Let us similarly look at Appu's example. Let us call the number Balu chose as y. Appu asks Balu to multiply the number by 10 and subtract 20 from the product. That is, from y, Balu gets 10y. And from there, he subtracts minus, that is 10y minus 20. The result is known to be 50. Therefore, the equation will be 10y minus 20 is equals to 50. The solution of this equation will give us the number Balu had thought of. Now students, both of these figures are equation. Let us recall what we have learned about equations in class 6th. An equation is a condition on a variable. In equation first, the variable is x, and in the second equation of Balu, the variable is y. The word variable means something that can vary, that is, that can change. A variable takes on different numerical values. Its value is not fixed. Variables are denoted usually by letters of the alphabets such as X, Y, Z, I, M, N, P, etc. From variables, we form expression. The expression are formed by performing operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division on the variables. From X, we learn from the expression. For example, like 4x plus 5 is an expression. For this expression, we first multiplied x by 4 and then added 5 to the product. Similarly, from y, we formed the expression that was 10y minus 20. For this, we multiplied y by 10 and then subtracted 20 from the product. All these are examples of expression. The value of an expression thus formed depends upon the chosen value of the variable. As we have already seen, for example, when x is equals to 1, 4x plus 5 is equals to 9. When x is equals to 5, 4x plus 5 is equals to 25. The first equation is a condition on variable x. It states that the value of expression 4x plus 5 is 65. The condition is satisfied when x is equals to 15. It is the solution to the equation 4x plus 5 is equals to 65. X is equals to 0 is not a solution to the equation. No value of x other than 15 satisfied the condition 4x plus 5 is equals to 65. This brings us to the question of what equation is. In an equation, there is always an equality sign. The equality sign shows that the value of the expression to the left of the sign, the left hand side or LHS, is equal to the value of the expression to the right of the sign, the right hand side or RHS. In equation first, the LHS is 4x plus 5 and the RHS or the right hand side is 65. In the second equation, the LHS is 10y minus 20 and the RHS is or the right hand side is 50. In equations, we often find that the RHS is just a number. For example, in the first equation it is 65 and in the second equation it is 50. But this needs not to be always so. The RHS of an equation may be an expression containing the variable. For example, this equation 4x plus 5 is equals to 6x minus 25 has the expression 4x plus 5 on the left and 6x minus 25 on the right of the equality sign. In short, an equation is a condition on a variable. The condition is that two expressions should have equal value. Also note that at least one of the two expressions must contain the variable. We also note a simple and useful property of equations. The equation 4x plus 5 is equals to 65 is the same as 65 is equals to 4x plus 5. Similarly, the equation 6x minus 25 equals to 4x plus 5 is the same as 4x plus 5 equals to 6x minus 25. An equation remains the same when the expression on the left and on the right are interchanged. The property is often useful in solving equations. Now let us go on to the example number 1. Now we will do the first example. Write the following statements in the form of equation. The first statement is the sum of 3 times x and 11 is 32. The second statement is if you subtract 5 from 6 times a number, you get 7. The third statement is 1/4 of m is 3 more than 7. The fourth statement is 1/3 of a number plus 5 is 8. The solutions are as follows. For the first statement, 3 times x is 3x. Sum of 3x and 11 is 3x plus 11. The sum is 32. Hence students, the equation is 3x plus 11 is equals to 32. Now the solution of the second statement. Let us say the number is z. Z multiplied by 6 is 6z. Subtracting 5 from 6z, we get 6z minus 5. The result is 7. Therefore, the equation is 6z minus 5 equals to 7. Now, coming on to the third statement. It is 1/4 of m is m by 4 or m divided by 4. It is greater than 7 by 3. This means the difference m by 4 minus 7 is 3. Therefore, the equation will be m by 4 minus 7 equals to 3. Now, we will take the fourth statement. Take the number to be n, that is our variable. 1/3 of n is n by 3. So it says 1/3 plus 5, which is equals to n by 3 plus 5. It also says it is 8. Therefore, the equation is n by 3 plus 5 equals to 8. Now, we are on to the second example, which is converting the equations in statement form. The first equation is x minus 5 is equals to 9. Now, the solution taking away 5 from x gives 9. One thing is very important, students, that is to note that for a given equation, not just one but many statement forms can be given. Now, for the third example, consider the following situation. Raju's father's age is 5 years more than 3 times Raju's age. Raju's father is 44 years old. Set up an equation to find Raju's age. Well, for the solution, we do not know Raju's age, so we will take it as a variable, that is y years. 3 times Raju's age is 3y years. Raju's father age is 5 years more than 3y. That is, Raju's father is 3y plus 5 years old. It is also given that Raju's father is 44 years old. Therefore, 3y plus 5 is equals to 44. This is an equation. It will give Raju's age when solved. Now, let us go on to the fourth example. In the fourth example, a shopkeeper sells mangoes in 2 types of boxes, one large and one small. A large box contains as many as 8 small boxes plus 4 loose mangoes. Set up an equation which gives the number of mangoes in each small box. The number of mangoes in a large box is given to be 100. The solution for this example is, let a small box contain m mangoes. A large box contains 4 more than 8 times m. That will be 8m plus 4 mangoes. But this is given to be 100. Thus, 8m plus 4 is equals to 100. Now you can get the number of mangoes in a small box by solving this equation. Now we will go for exercise 4.1. In the exercise, you can see a table containing equation and value. Here in the first question, you have to write whether the equation is satisfied or not. That is, students, LHS is equals to RHS or not. We will take the first question. X plus 3 is equals to 0. The value of x is equals to 3. So students, if we put the value of x in this question, 3 plus 3 is not equals to 0. Therefore, we can say that the equation is not satisfied. So, we will put the answer as no. In the same fashion, we will do the rest of the questions also. Now, we will do the second question. Checking whether the value given in the brackets is a solution to the given equation or not. The first equation is n plus 5 is equals to 19, whereas n is equals to 1. So, students, putting the value of n in the equation, if n is equals to 1, the equation will be 1 plus 5 is equals to 19, which is not correct. Therefore, the value given is not the solution. Let us take on another example, the third or the C option, which is 7n plus 5 is equals to 19, where the value of n is equals to 2. Now, when we put the value of n in the equation, 7 multiplied by 2 plus 5 is equals to 19. Therefore, students, n is equals to 2 is the solution for this equation. Solve the equation by trial and error method. The first one is 5p plus 2 is equals to 17. Students, try to find out the solution for this equation. First, we will take p is equals to 1 and we will check that 5p plus 2 is equals to 17 by taking 1 as the solution. That is, 5 into 1 plus 2 is equals to 17, which is not correct. Therefore, p is equals to 1 is not the solution. Then we will put p is equals to 2, p is equals to 3, and so on. We have learned a lot of interesting things and qualities of an equation in this chapter. We have learned how to put the expressions in the variables, how to equate the values, how to get the solution of these equations. We have also learned to do the balancing of LHS and RHS as well, and we have learned the usage of these equations in our daily life situations. I am sure you will use this knowledge in your day-to-day life, and also you will practice all the questions in the exercises mentioned in your textbook with thorough hard work and honesty. Till then, students, I will take your leave. Bye bye.